you guys, welcome back to Calling the Shots with Kiki
and Sarah.
Happy New Year, happy 2024.
So crazy.
Right?
We're in 2024.
This was the fastest year of my life.
Yeah, parts of it felt slow, but then you look back and you're like, man, I feel like it was just January 2023. You know?
Yeah, I feel like I just celebrated New Year's.
Yeah.
Which clearly, okay, well I did, but I felt like I just celebrated New Year's 2023.
From last year.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
We hope this year is just the absolute best for you guys.
Yes.
We hope you're manifesting great things.
Yes.
Making things happen.
Setting goals.
Also,
it popped up in my memories last year around this time. My car was buried in snow. Like, buried. I went home and came back and it had snowed the entire time I was gone. And I hadn't obviously moved my car. And I didn't have, like, covered parking. And so literally me and my now husband spent so long.
Sorry, I just realized I should have tested my mic beforehand.
No,
you keep going.
I was like, is she okay?
I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, it's definitely okay.
We spent so long, like, digging out my car. And, like, straight up had to, like, borrow neighbor's shovel. Like, that's how bad it was.
Yeah, we have been having the most mild winter.
And it hasn't snowed.
Because we have not got, like, a true snowfall, I feel like. Nothing that's, like,
stuck.
Really stuck.
Yeah,
which I don't mind. There's a couple things I don't like. One, the air quality is so bad.
So bad.
Like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So,
like, I can't breathe, but it's fine. It's not helping me get better.
Sarah just keeps getting sick. Awesome. No, like, the air quality, I swear, every day I go, it's, like, even worse, like, in the city. Like, it's even worse up north. Anytime I go there, it's, like, unhealthy air for sensitive groups. I'm like, okay, cool. So I don't like it because of that. I'm also a little sad because, well, I'm excited to be going to Lake Tahoe, but there's not a lot of snow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a beginner. I need fresh powder, not ice. I'm scared.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know how that goes, guys.
Yeah, that will be fun.
I'll tell you about it like in 2 weeks by the time you hear that one. So anyways, but yeah, I like it not being freezing, but at the same time, there are some negatives.
Here's the thing, though. Like, in the mornings, it's just as cold as
if
it would snow.
But
I'm glad it's not. Like, I'm glad I can drive down here and not feel like I'm going to die.
Totally. Last year was crazy. The roads were crazy. It is true because I feel like a few weeks ago, it actually still wasn't bad. But the last, like, 2 weeks even, it's gotten pretty cold. So, like, if it's going to be cold, maybe just, like, a little bit of snow every now and then would be fine.
Like,
for a short amount of time.
I like it up in the mountains and not down here.
Same.
But
it's barely in the mountains.
I'm also concerned for, like, we just got over a drought and we were just getting, like, in a safe area where we have enough water. And then we go from, like, the most harsh winter to, like, the driest winter.
Agreed.
So I'm a little worried on that front too. But yeah, I saw that in my memories. I was like, wow, crazy.
No, isn't that crazy? Also, I probably should have led with the most negative part of not having snow would be a drought.
Yeah.
No, that's obvious, guys. I swear.
No, the most immediate effects is what you were thinking. Which
I was
sense.
thinking like the short term, like little things. But yeah, that's the big one. Even like, especially for like the Great Salt Lake and everything. But
I'm also still waiting. I feel like it's gonna start snowing in February and not stop till like May.
I can't even talk about that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
I hope not.
I'm almost saying it to try to jinx it. Maybe we just don't.
Reverse jinx.
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll see what this year has in store for us. Hopefully, like, I don't mind it being a real winter. I just want it to be short and not like into spring, but whatever.
Same.
How's your New Year's?
It was good. It was very chill. Yeah. I didn't do anything crazy.
Did you stay up till midnight?
I did, but that's also because I slept most of New Year's Eve.
Because you got, like, re-sick again, right?
So I was, as you saw in, like, previous episodes, I was, like, recovering from a sickness, and I was, like, feeling totally better by Christmas.
Yeah.
And even, like, into the week after. And then the day before New Year's Eve, I like started feeling it again. I was like, are you kidding me?
It's so frustrating.
And even my husband was like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, but I feel like I'm getting sick again. And so luckily I had New Year's Eve off. And so I slept, and then I woke up for a few hours, and then I took another nap. So it was kind of easy to stay up till midnight, because at that point I was like, well,
I'm on a weird sleep schedule.
My sleep schedule over.
Yeah.
So we might as well stay up and watch the ball drop. So yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. My husband had to work, but
yeah,
we did spend that night together, but it was just like
chill
at home, ate some food, drink some Martinellis.
Cute.
Yeah. that was
fun.
It. But what about you? How was yours?
Like I said, I didn't really have any plans. Even like the day before, I was like, we literally are not, like, we'll just chill.
Yeah.
We went to my boyfriend's family's house and made like homemade pizza with them for dinner, which was like so fun and so yummy. So that was super awesome. They're like always fun to hang out with. So that was a good time. And then while we were there, my boyfriend was like, oh, my friend and his girlfriend are actually like super close by. What if we like go stop by, say hi to them? So we hung out with them for a little bit. And then I was like, well, since we're visiting friends, like might as well just go see mine for a little bit. So they were like all doing something, but I was just like feeling pretty chill, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, we can just go visit them for a little bit. But then we played a card game, and it took so long that it was like 2 minutes before midnight. And we're like, okay, we're here for midnight.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess we're staying.
I guess we're here. Yeah. So it was fun. And when we were like driving down back to Vineyard, there's like a bunch of lights at this park. I think they call like one of them, I think they like mimic it after like the tree of life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a church scripture reference for us. But we drove past that and we're like, should we go out? Yeah, okay. So we just like walked up there. But it was chill. We just like saw some friends, and then that was it. But it was a good time. Yeah, fun. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was like a good way, I feel like, to bring in the new year.
I feel like as I get older, I'm like, I've gotten more chill.
No, literally. I was like, so we're staying up till midnight, right? And my boyfriend was like, I don't know if I'm staying up till midnight. I was like, yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Oh,
so funny.
It was funny. He definitely did, but it was really funny. So, yeah, nothing crazy. We're just
chilling.
We're just chilling. We're either boring or chill. So we'll let you guys decide.
Yeah, really. But yeah, it's been a crazy. We had like a lot because we pre-recorded for the holidays. Yeah, there's like a lot we missed.
Yeah, so let's get into just a couple of those things really quick. Yeah. Starting with an edible mascot.
Yeah.
So right now, like obviously the regular season is over for college football, but they're in their bowl games, which we kind of explained before. And there was the Pop-Tarts college bowl game.
Every bowl game sponsored.
Yeah, there's like Cheez-Its or
there's the Mayo Bowl, there's the Holiday Bowl,
Fiesta Bowl, like there's a bunch of different ones. So there's a Pop-Tart one, and
honestly, the mascot was more like popular than the actual game. I don't even know who played in that game.
Yeah. What I do know is a giant, like a big life-size Pop-Tart came out of this like toaster. And it was edible. And so the winning team, again, I don't know which team that was.
Yeah, couldn't
tell you. They ate the Pop-Tart.
So at the end of the game, so it came out before the game started to like introduce the mascot. He like came out of this massive toaster, and throughout the game, he was doing like some unhinged things. Like there's so many memes about him.
Yeah, that's why we like talk about this, because it was all over the internet. It was all over the internet, just like for context. It was estimated that they generated $12.1 million in media exposure.
Which is crazy.
So
just because of a Pop-Tart mascot.
Because of a Pop-Tart mascot.
So at the end of the game, they brought the massive toaster back onto the field, and he goes back into the toaster and like gets cooked basically, and a version of him comes out the bottom for the athletes, like the winning team, to eat. Yeah. And so they're all sitting there eating what looks like this mascot.
Like someone's wearing this mascot.
Yeah, which is like a little dark.
Yeah. Like I just feel like that's the thing. I feel like I had to explain, because when I first saw it, I was like, what do you mean it's edible? There is a human being wearing this costume. But yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of things like this, I just also think like Can you imagine pitching that idea?
Yeah, coming up with this is wild.
The way I feel like you and I would say something like this to each other,
and
laugh,
no.
and then never speak of it again. Like, someone probably did that, people laughed, and they were probably like, no.
Wait a second.
Seriously.
And the fact that it landed so well. Easily could have flopped, and people would have made fun of it and then not thought of it again. But the fact that it, like, became a thing... Memes are all over the place. Even, like, the Cheez-It Bowl, which we just mentioned, their mascot came out of an object. I can't even remember, but he got introduced and was holding a sign that said, "I'm not edible," or something. Like, it's, like, become this huge deal in the bowl games, which is just so funny to me and so random.
Yeah, we love random things like that. I was about to actually say, I was like, not something I had on my bingo card for this year.
This is
true. Speaking of which, because we forgot to say this earlier, today's theme, we are going to be filling out a bingo card for 2024. So, like, random things we think could or should or would be wild if it happened. And then we'll put them all in squares, and throughout the year, we're going to, like, mark them if it does happen. Yeah. So, that one, though, wasn't on my bingo card. Yeah. Tell you that much.
Yeah, not something I would have predicted.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, besides that, I mean, college football is still going, but it's like college football playoffs. Yeah. So yesterday, Michigan beat Alabama. Washington beat Texas. Sorry, Matthew McConaughey. If you guys don't know, Texas is like, I can't think Texas without thinking Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, he's like at every game, I swear.
Yeah.
And he was at that game.
Sad
for him.
So, sorry for you, but I actually was hoping it would be Michigan-Washington in the championship game.
Just wanted because since I work for the Pac-12, seeing Washington... like, take this whole undefeated season, I was like, how crazy would it be in the last season of the Pac-12 for them to win the national title?
That's such a good point.
Like, such a great storyline. So I've been rooting for them all along. Like, I wanted Michael Penix, their quarterback, to win the Heisman. He didn't, but he was the runner-up. Like, I was, like, all in on Washington, just going all the way and, like, just doing really well. Because
Sarah, I so support this. Yeah.
That's just such a crazy storyline. And kind of sad, but also, like, what better way to go out, you know?
No, like, kind of, you want to end on a high note, and when you're literally not super capable of it as, like, a conference because you're just dissolving, it's like, let's have one of our teams, like,
do it.
Win the whole thing.
For sure.
So, I fingers crossed, that's who I am rooting for them.
Washington and Michigan play each other Monday the 8th. So that's like the week after this comes out.
Yeah, so this comes out on a Thursday, so the following Monday. Yeah. I guess this Monday for us too. Yeah. It's not Monday today, so.
No, it's not.
This coming Monday.
Yep.
I'm excited for that game.
Yeah.
Okay, more football. Not college football, but NFL football. NFL football? National Football League football? That sounds so bad. But NFL.
We knew what you meant.
You know what I mean. We had
professional football.
Professional time for the pros. Yeah. We had a little controversy.
Yeah. The season's coming to a close for them too. Yes. Playoffs are like around the corner, and so every game matters, right?
Yes.
The Lions and the Cowboys played each other, and man, there was some it got heated. So basically, the Lions were about to get a 2-point conversion in the final minute of the game, and it was close. If they would have had it, it would have been 21-20 for the lead in the last minute of the game. So they basically would have won if they got this 2-point conversion, right? Mm-hmm. Really quick, so if you're a lineman, you can't line up and catch a ball without that's technically illegal. Unless you go to the ref beforehand and give them a heads up, hey, this is a different formation. I'm not counting myself as a lineman, on this play.
Because you can't have, you can have a certain amount of players and a certain amount of positions and whatever. So it just gets kind of complicated. You have to check in with the ref and say, I'm actually playing a different position on this play.
On this play. There's even times where, the coach before the game, because they meet with the refs, will give them, a heads up on certain plays they're running that are, different than the norm.
Yeah.
Okay? that's just some preference. So basically, they line up for this 2-point conversion, and Jared Goff, the quarterback, throws a pass to his tackler, Taylor Decker, in the end zone. And basically winning them the game. But,
ooh, yay, catches it, exciting.
Great.
Oh my gosh. Also, it's really fun when like a non-wide receiver, non-tight end, non-running back catches the ball.
Yeah, we love when a big man catches the ball.
Yeah,
right?
It's rare.
So, right when they think they won, the officials threw multiple flags, penalizing Decker, saying he was an ineligible receiver, basically saying he was playing as a lineman.
Yeah, they're like, you didn't check in with us, basically.
And also it being like a legal formation because they didn't check in.
Yeah.
But then multiple videos came out, first showing QB Jared Goff telling Decker to be like, hey, right before the place, like in their huddle, being like, hey, go talk to the ref, check in with the ref. And then shows there's video evidence of him going up to the ref to talk to him. There's no audio, but like, it's obviously like, that's what's happening.
And he's not going to check in with the ref just
because. Yeah, that's
happen.
not something that happens just because they want to.
You can tell, like, he looked livid. Yeah. Like, you can tell his immediate reaction to hearing that was like, what are you talking about I did? Yeah. So this became like a big thing.
Yeah, it was massive. Lions against the refs again because people always say the Lions get cheated out of things because of refs. And this was just another case because the coach even afterwards was like, I told them about this play before the game even happened. He obviously went up and checked in. It became this whole thing. The ref came out and like immediately denied it. Was like, oh, like he didn't say, that's not like what he said to me. But then like contradicted himself because then people like were like, there's video of him going up to you. He's like, well, like, I don't think that's what he said. So, like, you don't think or it's not. Like, anyways. So, it's just this whole thing.
It's messy because, guys, like, it's half a joke, half not that the NFL is scripted, right? There's, like, this narrative that the NFL pushes their own agenda the best they can. Paid. The refs are paid. And, like, it's become a thing where, like, it's funny, but there are moments like this where they're like, no, like, it really does feel like the refs are getting paid off.
Yeah.
So this became one of those situations where it's like, this was really big. And there actually was a consequence for the reffing team.
Yeah, they actually ended up...
Because when you... Also, to be clear, there's, like, certain refs that, like, ref
together.
As a team
as
together.
A team, basically, yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and then even, like, as you become more experienced as a ref, you start getting games that are a little more important.
Yeah, big time games.
Yeah, stuff like that. So his team ended up getting demoted. And like especially in the playoffs, they will be demoted in what games they ref. And things like that.
Which is a big deal. We don't usually see consequences for refs.
So that just shows like he actually did something wrong because usually the refs are like untouchable and players get fined.
And the players and coaches are always like, I feel like the refs should be up here talking to people. I feel like they should be held accountable because the players are held like so accountable for what they say, what they do,
what they wear,
and
how they celebrate.
Yes. And the refs who have such a big influence on the game usually don't have consequences. So that is a big deal.
Yeah. Also, the other reason why it's like, yeah, it's just a game. Yeah, they lost, whatever. But, like, because playoffs are so close to happening, every game, like I said, matters.
Yeah.
If they would have won this game, the Lions, they probably would have hosted a divisional round of the playoff game, which is, like, kind of huge to have your home advantage. They also would have been ranked higher. Which matters in like what opponents you face and things like that.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. So anyways, it was just like kind of ridiculous. And the fact that the refs got penalized just like I feel like solidifies the fact that like they actually did screw the game.
Agreed.
And the Lions should have won.
Agreed.
So
do with that what you will, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't either. It's fishy.
But here is something we do like.
Yes.
We love Caitlin Clark.
We've talked about her before. She's a women's basketball player for the University of Iowa. And she has continued to just pop off.
Yeah.
She has become the first player in both men's and women's D1 sports history with 3,000 points, 750 rebounds and 750 assists.
Wild. Guys, I just love Caitlin Clark. She's so dominant and she just seems like she's very cool about it, honestly. And so we just had to give her a shout out because she is making history, herstory, as some people would say.
She kind of gives me Joe Burrow vibes and the fact that, like, work in silence kind of thing.
Yes.
Like, she's not super out there. Like, she's not always talking trash and, like, all in the media for, like, things outside of the sport. She just kind of, like, grinds. And now it's, like, proving that, like, man, she is her.
It's paying off for her. So shout out to her.
Yeah.
Continuing with women's sports, kind of. This is T, okay? Another female athlete we always talk about.
Which,
Simone
if you
Biles.
haven't heard about, where have you been?
If you haven't heard about it,
that's why we're here.
I'm shocked, actually. But you probably have heard about it, and we want to tell you what we think about it. It being Simone Biles' husband.
Yeah.
I, don't even want to say his name.
He doesn't even deserve.
He doesn't. The fact that I know his name, I hate.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few. Okay?
Her husband went on a podcast called The Pivot.
And she's in the room, and they basically ask him, they do ask him.
Yeah. How you guys met? What's the story?
No, they didn't even, I think what they said word for word, they said, how did you pull Simone Biles?
Yes.
Word for word, that's what they said, which, facts.
Yeah, true. We're all wondering.
We've all been wanting to know.
Yeah.
Okay? So they ask him that, and he says, it's really about how she pulled me, essentially.
Yeah.
He says, he laughed and he was like, oh, and then he kind of goes on to say how the man in the relationship is always the one to be
the catch.
Is the catch. He's the one that's chased, he's the catch. So he kind of explains that they met on a dating app, which I'm assuming it's Raya maybe is how you say it. I always forget.
I think they said it was the celebrity.
Yeah, which is the celebrity
app.
one. It's like for celebrities, athletes, just like prominent.
Higher up people, yeah.
Not amongst us peasants. So they met on a dating app. They matched. He said he went back to do his workout, and she'd followed him on Instagram, liked a bunch of his pictures, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, gymnastics. I don't know a lot about gymnastics. He's like,
I had never even heard of her.
Yeah, he's like, I don't watch gymnastics. I'd never heard of her. So I click on her profile. I'm like, she's got a lot of followers. She must be good.
Yeah. And this is during COVID too, might I add. But she drove apparently 45 minutes.
That's right.
To meet him and hang out with him, which you made Simone Biles drive 45 minutes to come see you.
I don't want to hear your schedule's busy as an athlete because she is
the athlete. Yeah.
Anyways, so there's been a lot of controversy because of these little comments he made. She drove 45 minutes to see me.
I'm the catch.
She hit me up. I'm the catch. Honestly, not even if she hit him up, whatever. But it's the fact that I'm the catch. Mm-hmm. Men are the one who have to be chased. I've never heard of her.
Yeah.
It just doesn't come off great when it's
sit right.
It doesn't sit right because the fact of the matter is maybe you really haven't heard of her, but why would you portray it in that way?
Yeah.
The way you should portray it, let's say all of those facts are true, is I didn't know a lot about gymnastics, but I was like, wow, okay, now that she's the GOAT. Yeah. She's the best ever. I feel lucky to be with her.
Yes.
Not hard to say, not hard to feel if you're married.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah. There's ego. There's an ego
There's
here.
An ego here, and people are livid because they're like, you can't sit there and say, I hadn't even heard of her name when we're watching this interview and don't know your name.
Yeah.
We literally still don't. Your name is Simone Biles' husband.
Yeah.
That's your name.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. There's been so many videos of people asking their significant other oh, do you know who Simone Biles is? And they're like, yeah, of course, the gymnast. And it's oh, do you know who she's married to? And they're like, she's married.
Yeah. 100%. And if they do know she's married, they don't know his name.
Yeah, they don't know his name.
This is a TikTok trend, you guys.
They know he's an athlete and they can't even tell you what sport he plays.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It's also of note.
Yeah, this is the other thing. He says he doesn't know about gymnastics, but those Simone Biles fans and people out there have found his old tweets of him literally reacting.
In 2012.
Yeah, in 2012, reacting to the Olympics and to Team USA's gymnastics team.
Yeah, so that...
Also, the tweets rub me the wrong way, too.
Yeah, first of all, this is a friendly reminder. Anything you put out on the internet it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I were an athlete or whatever, I'd definitely go and scrub some stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're young, you're stupid. You used to say, like we talked about, people used to say whatever they thought on the internet.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they should have. Yeah. Doesn't mean they should have been doing that. Doesn't mean they should have been thinking some of these things, which is kind of how I felt when I saw these tweets. I was just I get it, you're young and stupid, but some of the things rub me the wrong way.
You should go through, clear out your old tweets.
Well, how do you not remember posting about Olympic gymnastics?
Yeah. So obviously you followed gymnastics in the past. If you knew Gabby Douglas and then there's no way you knew her and don't know who Simone Biles is.
That's what I was going to say. Yes, Simone Biles was not at the 2012 Olympics. That being said, I feel like if you watched an entire session of Olympic gymnastics one year, you're likely to know the GOAT of that sport 2 years later. Yeah. I just don't see how...
Also, do you watch ESPN? Do you follow any sporting anything on social media? I get it. You're a football player. You have a busy schedule. But, there's no way you hadn't heard her name.
Especially in the athlete world.
Yeah, especially as an athlete. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense.
There's no way you hadn't seen her name. You hadn't seen her on billboards, on magazines. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm just not buying it.
I'm not either.
No, number one, I think he just wants to make himself be what do you mean? How did I pull her? I didn't even know who she was. Yeah. That's the narrative it gives off. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the tone, and we're not here for it.
And we're not here for it, and I'm not here for these tweets. Okay? This is... So let me read if... I don't even want to read all of these.
Yeah,
okay. One of them is Gabby with the gold. Another, low-key, I be hoping the people from the other nations fall when they be doing gymnastics, LOL. Which, whatever. But him tweeting, Gabby just need to get them bottom teeth fixed, then her smile will be cool, LOL, is, not necessary.
Not great, yeah.
I don't even, I don't think you should care about that at all. I don't think you should be looking at that. I think there's so many things wrong with this sentence, let alone posting it on the internet.
Yeah.
So just he had been getting absolutely roasted, and in my mind, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But
she responds. Simone Biles comes out finally, and her response is kind of underwhelming.
Yeah,
but also how would you say? What would you say?
Well, you know that she was at the interview, right?
Yeah,
because they panned to her, and at one point she was even pretty soon they won't know him as Simone Biles' husband. They'll know me as Jonathan Owen's wife, and does a little, and I'm everyone, that clip went around too, and people were absolutely not. We're never going to learn this man's name. We do not care. I don't know how to tell you you're wrong, but you're wrong.
I just love that they're so everyone's so diehard Simone Biles, fans that it's not going to, no matter what you say, Simone, we're still going to root for you more than him.
Absolutely. And
which, as you should,
But when this came out, I just knew. Knowing her personality, I was she's not going to have a problem with this.
Yeah, she's not going to care.
That's just how... I feel that's just how she is with... Yeah. I don't know. I just see her, in her... I've been struggling to find the words to describe this, because Simone is kind of I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to support myself, my man, however I see fit. Yeah.
The only thing that matters is what I think, what I feel.
Yes, that's just the narrative. That's just how she is.
Yeah.
So even though people are supporting her and hyping her up, she literally said on Twitter, y'all done? Because she's just over it.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're not over it for you.
No.
The fact is of course, if she's happy, that's what matters. At the end of the day, if she doesn't care, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's how relationships go. People have different types of relationships because of that.
Yeah.
I just think the majority of the world is sitting there, myself included, being
red flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if, kind of being you might not care, but maybe you should.
Yeah. Because did you see the interview that she did? I think it was the Pat McAfee show, about like them. Is there ever any competition between them about
I thought like it was with like Kevin Hart or something.
Maybe it was Kevin Hart.
It was super random, but yeah.
But it was like she went on some show and did an interview, and they were talking about her and her husband and if they ever like have competed in each other's sports or if there's any like competition there as athletes on like who's the better athlete.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, all I have to say is like, I had him do one of my workouts for like gymnastics and he was struggling and I did an NFL workout and I like crushed it. So, and like kind of hinted that it's like something they don't talk about.
She literally said, we agreed we weren't going to talk about it after we got married.
Which is like.
Because he had said that gymnastics wasn't a sport.
Yeah.
He had said something like that.
Which, after all his comments, doesn't surprise me, but it's just another reason, like, he's a terrible person.
Literally. I'm sorry, grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up. Even, like, why argue that?
Yeah.
Why argue that your wife is not athletic, is not as much of an athlete as you?
When literally the entire world knows her as the most decorated, one of the best athletes, the GOAT of her sport.
100%. She has moves named after herself. You might not have heard of gymnastics and you might have heard of Simone Biles.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But like, to me, it's just childish.
Yeah.
As someone who grew up a gymnast and a dancer, when I was a kid, that's what people would say.
Yeah.
When people wanted to annoy you on the playground at elementary school.
Yeah.
That's what they would say.
It's true.
Gymnastics isn't a sport.
Yeah.
I'm like.
It's in the Olympics.
Yeah, literally.
No offense. Not that this makes it not a sport, but is American football in the Olympics?
No, exactly. That's what I mean. I'm like, this is recognized worldwide.
Worldwide as a sport. Yeah.
So it just is like, why? Why even bother arguing that with she's the queen of gymnastics. Why would you go to the queen and argue that?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm sorry. I could honestly.
We could go off about this for so long.
Yes, the way we could talk about this even more. But I think you guys get the point.
Yeah. We are not fans of Simone Biles' husband. And
no, and here too.
What are you okay?
I'm just trying to think of the word I was trying to think of. But basically, we'll just do from now on, we will never say his name again.
Yeah. Did we even say his name?
I feel like I might have said it once or twice. And I'm going to be honest.
How dare you?
I'm ashamed.
I'm like, I don't even know if we said it. But
if we did, we would like to publicly apologize.
Yeah, and maybe we'll censor it.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Anyways, we'll get to something on a lighter note, a little more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time now, guys. Now that we let everything out, we're gonna have a fun time. We created a bingo card, like we said. Things we think that's gonna oh my gosh. First it was the here too. Now I just can't speak.
It's okay. You were just so heated.
I was honestly thoughts. I need to take a deep breath because my mind is going a million miles an hour because of this.
We got the anger, you know.
You're right. Okay. As I was saying, we created a bingo card for 2024.
Yes.
And in it, we have predictions, funny things in the sports world, the pop culture world, and if or when they happen, we will mark them off on our card.
See if we get bingo.
Let's find out if we get bingo.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to just go back and forth reading our predictions. I would like to say some of these are out of pocket because it's funnier that way.
Yes. Some of them probably won't happen, but we're here for the narrative if it did.
Yeah.
Obviously, would it be a prediction without Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? No. So the first one on our list is Taylor Swift writes a song about Travis Kelce.
Which,
honestly, if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah.
Even if it good or bad. I didn't want to label it because they broke up or maybe things keep going in the right direction, but just she writes a song about him, and it becomes iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think also maybe in that we should say I could see her just referencing him. Maybe do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, she did already do Karma is the guy on the Chiefs, but in those are the lyrics.
Yeah. she doesn't change the lyrics for him. Yeah. But, like, in a new song, she references Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Simone Biles, Simone Biles wins gold. It is an Olympic year.
Yes.
And she has said that regardless if she is selected by the Olympic Committee or she's in the stands, like, she wants to physically be at the Olympics this year. I'm hoping she makes the team. It'd be kind of crazy if she's doesn't, but who knows? And I'm hoping she wins gold. So that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Another one that I hope happens, but the NCAA makes serious changes to the NIL and transfer portal rules. We've seen, there's been a lot of conversations about how things need to be changed. No one's negating the fact that, like, players deserve to be paid.
Yeah.
But the way that everything has happened, there needs to be some sort of shift or adjustments made to said rules or lack thereof.
Yeah.
So hopefully that happens.
Okay, yeah, we'll find out. NBA city jerseys are going to be even worse this year.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, actually, most of them are pretty bad. They have, like, just like any sport, usually there's, like, special edition jerseys. They have ones for their given cities.
Yeah.
They're bad. They're just bad.
There's a few that are, like, okay, they're fine.
I like the Jazz ones.
The Jazz ones are actually, I think, one of the better ones.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
It is funny that they're, like, city jerseys, and I'm just taking this too literally, I know, but, like, it's mountains, and to me, mountains is, like, the opposite of the city.
Yeah.
But they look really cool.
Yeah.
Most of them don't look cool. We're predicting they're going to get worse.
Yeah. Which, I wouldn't be surprised. The next one, this one's so out of pocket.
This one is like, I read this and I was almost like, we can't even put this, but I was like, you know what, we're going to be out of pocket.
It's, like, very unhinged, and I put it on there and I was like, there's no way this happens, but could you imagine if Cristiano Ronaldo came to play in America?
It would be crazy.
Could you imagine?
No.
I know he just signed a contract and it would probably be, like, he would blow up a bunch of things and it would be really bad.
Yeah.
But for American soccer, it would be crazy.
It would be absolutely crazy, and it won't happen, but we have to put it on there because
could you imagine if
you gotta pick crazy things to happen on your bingo card.
Yeah.
You just have to pick the wildest things.
It's true.
Okay. Oh, I literally am lost in our list. All right. Oh, things get worse from the public perception between Simone Biles and her husband.
Yeah.
They, like, are like, we're fine, like, whatever, they've posted together, but I feel like it's not gonna be perceived well.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna snowball.
Yeah. This is only the start, is our prediction.
I don't want that to happen because I want her to be happy, but I could see it going that direction.
Same.
This one, what happened to the Pac-12 happens to the ACC. So we've talked about it, the Pac-12 is a conference in college sports, and it's basically dying. All of the teams, except for 2 of them, have left. There's been rumors that this could happen to another conference in college sports called the ACC. FSU has been the most recent one to, like, file a lawsuit and try to, like, work their way out of the ACC, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens.
Yeah.
So
we'll find out. It definitely could.
Yeah.
More on just a couple relationships. I say Joe Burrow gets married.
Yeah.
Like, we don't hear about it until after the fact is what I think.
Sure. It's going to be like the end of the year and they've been married the entire year.
Yeah. That's what I see. Because there's rumors he was engaged. I could see it's like, oh, he eloped and, like, nobody knew.
Yeah. He does things in silence, you know?
He does things in silence.
Another relationship one. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce get engaged. Could you imagine?
Here's the thing. This is my thoughts. They are either getting engaged this year or breaking up.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's an in-between.
There's not, yeah.
I just feel like something big has got to happen this year, and I'm going to take a positive look on it.
And it's probably going to break the internet.
Straight up. Break the entire world, honestly. Tom Brady makes his announcer-analyst debut. He signed a contract with Fox so that when, like, he retired, he would basically start calling games, either like the actual games or do like pre-post in studio. I don't remember. I don't know if it's been finalized which one it is, but he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
I say it happens this year.
Yeah, we've been waiting. And I honestly think he would be really good at it.
I think so too. I think people would literally watch just to listen to Tom Brady.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think that would be big.
Like the NFL, that's just one more thing you can do to like up your ratings. You know what I mean?
Totally.
The next one, Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it now, gets shut down. It's already like had so many issues this year.
So many changes. That
like this wouldn't come as a shock.
I agree.
Yeah. And it's gotten more and more unhinged on X.
Yeah.
So
something's
probably going to happen with it.
We talked a lot about Draymond Green and his anger issues, right? Draymond Green switches teams and learns to control his anger.
For everyone's sake, I hope this happens. Do I think it will? I don't know. You guys have to realize, like, both of these things are crazy. Yeah.
But I feel like they do need to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Where, like, it kind of has to be, like, fresh start, somewhere new. He's been with the Warriors forever.
Yeah.
And then because he's there, they're like, you need to get it under control.
Yeah, you need help.
And he does.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it would. All right. We have also touched on this throughout the year, but the LIV Tour combines with the PGA Tour, golf.
Yeah. These two are just like, it's one of those things where they're kind of like, they're just at odds.
It's like the traditional like tour is at odds with like this new hip tour that's happening.
Yes. And so it would be crazy if they like combine forces.
There has been rumors though that that's going to happen, and people have been up in arms about it.
Yeah.
So
and we had to get some golf in here.
Yeah.
Next one, Colorado and Coach Prime end up in the college football playoffs.
Which, because it's expanding to 12 teams, it could happen.
It could totally happen, and I think it would be fun.
Yeah, and he has, because of last season, even though it wasn't a winning season, because of who he is, he's gotten so much publicity for that team. They've gotten, like, some major transfers.
Yeah.
So...
And people have, like, decommitted once they started losing, and I feel like, you know what, that's even more motivation.
Yeah.
So, I think it'd be epic.
We'll see.
But honestly, I'm glad they didn't just win a bunch this year, because it makes next year a lot more fun.
Yeah. Keep the expectations, like, at a reasonable place.
100%. Yeah. They're not gonna, like, win it all or anything. Yeah. But, like, I just think it'd be fun if they were really good.
If they made it. For sure.
Next, we're going to get into some pop culture ones, guys, because we did, like I said, we did a mix. A Kardashian starts dating an NFL player.
We know the history.
In more recent years, they've kind of dabbled in the NBA. Yeah. But, you know, we could bring it back to the NFL.
Oh my gosh, which one? The youngest one. What's her name again?
Kendall.
See, she just recently broke up with someone.
Yeah.
With, what's his name? Bad Bunny? Was it Bad Bunny?
Yeah, it's Bad Bunny. The way I was going to say Maluma. No.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny.
It was Bad Bunny. They just recently broke up. So, honestly, if anyone was to do it, I would not be surprised if it was her.
Also, it is trendy.
Yeah.
Right now to date NFL players. Yeah. Alex Earl is doing it. She's like a insanely popular TikToker.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is doing it. Wags are getting more and more attention on the internet. Yeah. Like, I just feel like it would make sense.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this one to happen for so many years, and the second it does, I'm buying tickets to go see her in concert. Rihanna drops a new album. Please, Rihanna. Please.
No, she keeps saying it's close.
The way that it pains me that we have not had, like, a new Rihanna album in so long. I want one because I want to see her live.
I know. I thought that it might happen after the Super Bowl last year, but it didn't.
We all did.
I know. So, here's
please
to hoping.
Make that happen.
Here's to hoping.
Please.
I think there's going to be some controversy with AI.
Yeah.
That's what I'm putting on my bingo card. I don't always think something's going to happen, but, like, I feel like AI, there's been, like, some gray area of, like, copyright and AI and what AI comes with versus, like, designers or musicians or whatever. And I can just see some huge controversy happening with AI.
Yeah, well, there's already been, like, news channels have been exposed for, like, using AI to, like, write articles. There's been issues with, like, the education system and, like, students using AI to write their own papers.
So I just feel like something is going to blow up where it's, like, you're going to have to, like, pay for AI or like it's going to be shut down for, that's like dramatic. But I really do think there's going to be something like massive.
Restrictions, stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I think you wrote this one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, explain to me.
I have debated which player to put for this. There are so many hated players, but I'm just saying like a hated athlete gets their redemption arc.
Yeah.
Someone
they bounce back.
Like last year, I feel like someone good to put would have been like Will Smith. That's pop culture, right? But like after the whole keep my wife's name out of your mouth, whatever.
The slap.
I think, yes.
Heard around the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many athletes that are hated, but I say one of them gets like some big redemption.
Yeah. I could see it being, and as I say this, I can't remember his name, the NBA player that like was shown with like a gun and he got suspended. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw a TikTok on this. I can't remember.
Gosh.
I can't remember who it is. So I'd like to formally apologize.
I'd like to formally apologize
because I know I would have to do research right now to remember his name.
Anyways, I could see him making a redemption arc because he had like a crazy game. He had a buzzer beater. How can I not think of his name right now? But he's already showing that like he's improved on the court, so I could see
it happening off the court too.
Yeah,
I'm just someone that is like so hated, but you know, it could happen.
I see it. Okay. Another one. I love this. I literally thought this already happened when you did this. Tom Holland and Zendaya get engaged. There's been rumors, but they have been since shut down by Zendaya. But I straight up was like, isn't this already a thing?
I was like, no, I wish.
Yeah, same.
I want it to be.
Yeah, I ship them so much.
So I say it needs to be a thing this year.
100%.
Literally, like, please. But anyways, okay, do you remember the whole Ocean Gate submarine thing on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm saying there's a documentary made about it.
Yeah. For sure. It's going to happen.
If not, like, the entire thing coming out this year, at the very minimum, they announce that, like, there will soon be a documentary on it.
Yeah. I could see it. Yeah. For sure. The next one, 9-month cruise gets canceled. You wrote this one too.
Yeah, so this is another really big thing in pop culture right now. I went down a rabbit hole, but there is a cruise out there where people are on a cruise for maybe, I can't remember if it's an entire year and there's only 9 months left or it's just 9 months.
Yeah.
And it's like already there's like drama where there's like been town hall meetings because there's like, it's like really expensive. So there's like some high-end people on there and some whatever. It's really interesting if you're on TikTok, search like 9-month cruise to find the tea. But I'm saying the cruise isn't going to make it the 9 months.
Yeah,
something's going to happen.
Canceled.
They're going to cancel it.
I could see that. That's a long time to be stuck on a boat with a bunch of random people.
It just sounds like a social experiment.
Yeah, it really does.
So,
yeah.
We'll see.
No, I could see that. Oh my gosh, I want this to happen too. Post Malone drops a country album. This is so good. I could see him, I don't know if he'll drop his own, but like doing like a whole album where he features with like a country artist or maybe does covers of country songs. Yeah. But like I could see something along those lines where like he features on an entire album.
He has said for a while now that he like really enjoys country music.
Yeah.
He's kind of already like sang a little bit of country.
Yes.
And people love it and are dying for it. And it's crazy that he's so good. But like, I feel like it also just fits him. As a Cowboys fan, as someone who's not about the Hollywood life and just randomly moved to Utah, like I just feel like he needs to do this.
Yes.
And I know it would be so good. So I also am pulling for that.
For sure.
So reminder that Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter have like all their beef, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying there's some type of reconnecting, collaboration, healing moment.
Yeah.
Do you remember, I think it was like last year, I mean, before more drama unfolded with them, how like, I think it was like Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber or something had a photo together and it was like the world was healing.
Yeah.
I just see some type of reunion moment like that. It'd be epic if it was actually on a song.
Yeah.
I don't know
or maybe like she comes out at like one of them comes out at one of the other's concerts.
So that's what I mean. Some type of moment where it's like, ooh, okay, we needed that.
Yeah. I would love that. Wow.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, we really are. Okay, last but not least, this one pains me, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies gets even worse.
They've already been struggling.
They have been on this, like, kind of downhill spiral ever since, I feel like, Endgame.
Yeah.
Because how do you compete with that?
The only one that has been so good since then, I feel like, have been the Spider-Man movies. It was the Spider-Man multiverse movie.
The nostalgia that came from that one.
Yeah,
where they
because
it's
all three of them.
Yeah.
That's the only one that's been so good, and that was clearly in the works for a while.
Yeah.
Not everything's been bad.
Yeah,
I don't even watch them anymore, Sarah.
It's sad, but I feel like Disney as a whole has, like, taken this weird turn, and people, like, have become controversial about some things.
Yeah.
I saw this TikTok where it was literally talking about the reason why maybe people our age aren't loving it as much is because they're trying to target the younger generation.
Which I could totally see.
Which I could see, like, with the Marvels or Mrs. Marvel, whatever came out or is coming out.
Right.
Like,
here's the thing, though. A part of me is like, are they just spinning that narrative? Because I feel like everyone wanted to, like, everyone watched the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one age group. Like, there was a peak one, but, like, my parents were dying to watch it. My youngest brother was dying to watch it. Like,
it's true.
I do feel like they took over in a way that wasn't. And so maybe they're like, we're in a slump. Let's just try to target this group. Like, maybe that's it. But it's just,
I don't know. Yeah,
it's just not working.
It's flopping for sure. And it's just almost like the quality of the production, the scripts, like every thing just seems to be going downhill, and I don't see it getting better. As much as I want it to, I don't see it getting better.
Me neither. That's our last one because you have 25 and one of them is a freebie. Yeah.
So we'll put those up for you guys to see.
I know, we got to build this well, but, like, also not too well. Like, it has to be randomized.
Yes.
We can't do, like, ones that are likely to happen in one row. That's boring. Yeah. Because then we just get bingo. It has to be realistic.
I'm like, we'll have to chat about how we want to, like, mix this up so that maybe we write them all down and pull them out of a hat or something. I don't know.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah. But there's our bingo card.
There is our bingo card. I loved coming up with this.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm going to be thinking of things like this throughout the year. We will revisit this to see how we're doing. So stay tuned, guys. But that's all we have on Calling
the Shots.
Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.